Multi-Ethnic Advocates for Cultural Competence, Inc., or MAC. Advocates, it's built into our name. I'm Tracy Maxwell Hurd, Executive Director of MAC. Most who know of MAC know us by our cutting-edge curriculum and impactful trainings that we offer in support of the behavioral health community. As MAC has expanded over the last 18 years into other sectors like criminal justice, healthcare, business, and higher education, our focus remains the same: to engage, educate, and empower, and to deliver on our commitment to advocacy.
At 18, I graduated from high school. I really wanted to get out of Youngstown, and the closest city nearby was Columbus, and I decided to go to Ohio State. I got accepted at Ohio State. So when I moved to Columbus, I found a group of Russian kids my age.
He had a very compelling immigrant child story. A lot of good in him. Did not have a criminal record of anything substantial.
So we started doing all these club drugs like ecstasy and cocaine. So I started selling ecstasy. I got pretty big pretty quickly. I was literally at one point selling thousands of pills. But eventually my disease of addiction progressed, and I eventually got introduced to heroin. So it turns out that FBI was kind of looking out, and as part of that investigation, I basically got indicted.
The first time I saw him, he was pleading guilty to some pretty serious felony charges. And then connected with that, while he was awaiting sentencing, he was under supervision of a person from this court, and he was obviously struggling with a very serious drug addiction.
I went to prison. I went in front of Judge Sargas. I got 33 months in prison, so almost 3 years in prison. And at that time, I thought that my problems were really solved, because I thought the problem was in heroin.
So think of it this way. Someone who's been using every day now can't use. Now when we think about when you go out back into the public, your brain chemistry has actually changed. There's science that would support this. So he's been clean for well over a year. That's sort of the benchmark. But what he hasn't been clean of is the temptation. So now he's back out after prison, and all the temptation that he never had to worry about in prison is now back front and center.
And then for the next 7 years, I have really struggled. I was hooked on heroin. I tried multiple times to get treatment.
Unfortunately, I had a number of encounters with him not long after he was released from prison. He was in front of me. I had him arrested several times. He was always good about not committing other crimes at this point, but he's having a very hard time staying clean.
At the age of 34, I ended up living at my mom's house. I weighed 128 pounds. I lost everything, and I basically, back to the treatment center where I was at before, it was called the House of Hope. I basically begged them to take me in the fourth time.
The probation office knew about the House of Hope, talked to Alex, and said, this may be your last chance to avoid federal prison. And again, each time I saw Alex, I want to be clear on this, he told me he really wanted to change.
So he kept sending me to the House of Hope, and I'm very appreciative of that. Judge Sargas was really cool because he realized the guy wants to stop. He just can't stop. So sticking him in prison isn't really going to do anything. How are we treating that?
We're sort of in the position of family members, when I say we, meaning a court, that we can't make people change. But when they're ready to, we should be there with the resources to make it possible and to help make it happen.
And I decided to do things differently this time. What I decided for myself was, instead of trying to figure out what I need to do, I'm just going to take every suggestion that they give me and see where it takes me. And guess what? When I started to do the things I've never done before, I got the outcome I never got before. So I spent 6 months in that treatment center. It was a 6-month men's program.
And that's how I think the House of Hope played into all this. He was ready to change. He had seen that this was only getting worse, that he really needed to make a clean start, and he really put his heart and mind into recovery at the House of Hope.
So I was able to do a 2-year master's program in a year. And after that, I got a job at a residential treatment center here in Columbus, and I've been working with addicts ever since.
There's so many good things to say about Alex. I'm one of many who helped him, but it makes me extremely happy for him, happy for the community.
And just, recently this year, I was able to get my independent license and start my own private practice.
He's a model, and it's really great because he's giving back every day. He wants to create more Alexes by the work he's doing, and I'm sure he's doing that. And just a few weeks ago, he became a board member of the House of Hope, the same place where he recovered.
Find us at macinc.net and discover how you, your organization, your church, or your company can become more culturally competent and create equitable spaces for us all to get better, offer better service, be better citizens, live in a better world.